Hello everyone, welcome once again to another video from Investing with a Difference. So today we have a lot to cover and I'll try to do it in a short time. So let's look at quickly first at the charts and of the Bitcoin. And the best part about it is that we tested this support level and we are bouncing back again. Very, very encouraging. I would say this 3 to 4 days of consolidation is very useful if you want to continue this up move. And the best news is that EOS is now really doing well. If you see that this is the EOS versus Bitcoin, that means it is not really losing ground. In fact, it is catching up very fast. And now it's going above 90,000 Satoshi, which is almost $6.50, which is a good price, I think. If you have it has consolidated around $5 mark, and it's looking like it can build the momentum. And what's really going on? I think one of the big news which came out was from EOS.io that they won the award, block award for the best protocol and platforms. I think for all of you who have been watching my videos, I'm sure you are hooked up to EOS very well. It's not a surprise. I think we all expected EOS to be awarded in any technical forum. Already China research institutes have been publishing EOS being the top protocol. So I think it's just about getting more recognition. It's good, I think, to get this attention, and I hope this will keep helping. So what else is going on? So let's look at EOS ecosystem and have a quick look at the dApps, the list of EOS dApps. And we have a new top runner now, PRA Candy Box. I don't know. I've not played that much. So, or actually, I've not even looked at it. What is it exactly it is? So this is getting a lot of users. So we would love to know what's going on there. They don't have any volumes on EOS. So I think they are just using some, either it's in a beta testing or perhaps they are using their own tokens or something. So would look into it. I think the other game, Pump Dump Wars, which is taking a lot of attention. And there were some cool graphics. So I started playing around with it. We will put a link for this if you want to try it. It's a pretty beautifully done graphics and some cards. So it's a card collection. You can upgrade your cards and you can fight. The only challenge is I have no clue how to fight. So if somebody figures it out, and I would recommend the people who have developed this Pump Dump Wars to go and please explain how exactly this fight works. Everything else looks pretty beautiful, and we are really excited about these kind of games. So as I said, I think it's a good news about EOS winning awards, more and more apps coming. As you can see, games, as I told you, they are very, very popular usually, and that's what is happening here. And we have a lot of RAM shooting up now. So the big effect of these new games and using is that the blockchain is getting used, and you are seeing that the CPU is jumping. So that is the first impact. So please stake more tokens. We did a video earlier on this a few days back on the CPU. So that's what we recommend. So I would recommend you to watch that video. This is the video I'm talking about, the staking one. And please watch this. Stake more tokens on CPU. And plus, if you did that earlier and if you forgot about it, you remember that I explained you that when you unstake from CPU, you have to from net, for example, you have to stake it back into CPU after 3 days because you cannot transfer from net to CPU or CPU to net. So if you have done unstaking and you forgot about it, please remember to stake them back. The good news is we have pretty good token stake with the people who are voting with us. And we have now 1.35 million EOS. I'm sure some people are buying more. And I'm glad to see that they're pushing those tokens back into their wallets and updating. Because if I look at some of the statistics, some of these new users may not have that many extra tokens. I think the existing users are buying more tokens. Or perhaps you are winning in the dice bet. So I don't know. Means maybe some people are just winning more tokens when you're playing EOS bet dice, because I see a lot of volumes. What I've been hearing in last couple of days that EOS bet had to shut down because of high volumes they were not able to handle. And now the bad news is that they have made the minimum bet to be 1 EOS, which is a pretty steep, I would say, for betting. I would not recommend people to gamble if they don't understand what's going on. But I was very excited. I was playing it a lot when it was 0.25 EOS, but at 1 EOS, I think you are taking too much risk because, of course, to work with probabilities, sometimes you want to raise your bet from 1 to 2 to 4, and I don't want to start from 1 and lose out a lot of money. So that is what is going on. I think the apps are really getting high volumes, which we want to see. And I think it's more about teething pains, because I think what is happening with these apps, if you go here, they're seeing huge volumes, and the current endpoints and current APIs are not suitable for that. While EOS, if you run it from CLIOS, like a command line, you can handle many more transactions. But when you do some advanced level programming on top of them, and then there are other bottlenecks which come in. So let me explain you. If you're worried about why these apps are struggling, they are not because of the EOS framework itself, but because of the interfaces. Because people who have been developing on blockchain, or people who have been developing the standard apps, they have not really done optimization of those. The second part is, of course, EOS.js, which is a Java layer on top, to provide access to these game developers. That is needs to be optimized, and we believe that very soon, when these will be fixed, when some engineers from Block.one start fixing those. So this is all the news, I would say, on the application side. A lot of good stuff, as I can say. You can see that there is a lot of good progress happening, and the price is going up, which is good news. And on the sides, I think there's a lot of work happening by EOS Alliance. I see a lot more participation. People are really creating their own calls now, and they're being supported by Alliance. So I'm glad about that. Unfortunately, I had to drop out because of other tasks. It's a lot of time it takes to be involved in the community. I will be involved, and I will be raising my voice about a lot of issues. I hope that I can get back to joining these calls and helping out. But let's see how this goes. As I said many times, it all depends on people who show up and who really participate in this. That will define how this alliance voice comes in. But the summary has been till now that people are really worried about the constitution. People are worried about how it will be shaped, and they don't want it to be in a hurry. The people want to wait for things to be really understood, and I think for that we need more and more participation by people, and that will take some time, and to build consensus it's not easy. So that's my take on what's going on in the world. But one thing I would like to highlight: there's a lot of debate about inflation, whether we should have it or not. What came to my attention is Ethereum is still debating about that even after such a long time. They have again debated, and without any consensus, they have now just come about that a group of 14 developers agreed to support reduction of inflation. Now, one thing you need to understand is in EOS, we are talking about referendums, we are talking about decentralization, whether it is centralized or not. Look at Ethereum, and they just make inflation decisions by if a few developers, they just come together. There is no say from the community, people who are invested in it, people who are building apps on top of it, or even if you hold tokens. Now, this is my argument for saying that Ethereum is not a great system of consensus. It is just some people, developers who have more influence over the actual people who are going to get hit because of this. And those kind of things we need to really understand. And that's why we should be open to debate, but we need to understand that for the good of the system, maybe we should not worry about these finer points. We should focus on the apps and how we can really take this ecosystem forward. So overall, I think if we go back to the DappRadar homepage, if you see the top apps, you will see that more and more apps are going to come in, which will be replacing this Ethereum apps. Right now, the EOS dApps is in beta. They're not putting those apps here. But if you compare the daily active users of Ethereum dApps versus EOS apps, they are nowhere close to getting where we are in EOS already. And this is after such a small time in EOS, which we have spent. And you can see that the top users are like very small numbers, which are the popular apps on Ethereum. So I think things are moving ahead. We are doing good. I would say that let us see how things evolve beyond another month or two. When more and more people I talk to, they're building apps. They are very soon coming out with ideas, which you will start seeing. And I'm sure we will have thousands of apps by the end of this year on EOS, and making progress and showing to the world what EOS is capable of. So again, thanks again for joining, guys, and do keep liking our videos and sharing them if you are enjoying the content, and do participate in voting. And as I promised you, so we are still planning our block producer series. and we will start doing those interviews and small videos very soon, most probably end of next week. So thanks a lot, and do send us your feedback. One last comment about people in, if you are anybody in San Francisco Bay Area, that is the San Jose area in California, please contact us. And we are trying to build a community, local community here. And if you want to organize your own local communities, we can help you. We can do some webinars if needed. So please send us messages if you are interested in that. We do want to create more and more community driven discussions, which are not about politics, which are not about what is going on in the world of worker proposal, inflation, and so on, but more about how to take EOS forward with applications, with bringing more developers together, and so on. And we want to promote that, and we want to help and discuss those items. Thank you once again for joining. Bye for now, and keep watching Investing with the Difference.